So hi guys, I'm back. Figured it was about time to have a look at a few new good whetstones. Last time we checked out the Chosera, the 800 3000 grit combo, which I really like. Today I figured we would focus a bit on a couple of whetstones that ain't that well known. It's the company that manufactures them. It's called Tanaka Toishi. I have the Akamonogatari, the Shiromonogatari, and I'll get you the last one when we get there. It's a 1000 grit, very, very soft stone. I got them soaking here, so they are soaking stones. We got the 3000 grit, which is also a very soft stone. I don't usually soak it. I'm doing it now just to it doesn't soak up that much water. So usually it's enough to just splash and go on that one. The same with this one. This is a 10,000 grit, which is quite fine for regular sharpening. The secondary bevel, I usually don't go that fine. So this is, when I use it, it's mostly for polishing the primary bevel on the knife. So, but hey, we'll see what it does today. I got the microscope set up. For cleaning the stones, I have this one. This is a Naniwa dressing stone. I think it's the English term for it. It's around 800 grit, I guess, and it's mainly a cleaning stone, so that's what I use it for anyway. So that's handy. We also have the Atoma, the 140. This is a very well-worn diamond plate, so I use this one to straighten up stones or to work up some slurry when I need to. Got myself a new one though. Oh, the 1200 grit with the handle. That's gonna come in handy. Not today though. And a few new naturals as well. Say Shiro Bensui. Gonna do a video on that when we get around to it, I guess. For the knife today, I'm going with my good old Kuritsuka. It's Origami number 2, which I find to be a decent steel. It's pretty easy to maintain, and as long as you keep it dry and oil it from time to time, and it's yeah, for the amount of work you got to put into it, it keeps the edge pretty well. So this one is sharp, and I have sharpened it recently. So before we get around to it, I figured we had to do something to give the microscope something to work on. So we are going to start with the shapton 120 grit, just to rough it up a little bit, and I want to decrease the angle on this knife just a little bit. I've found that over the last couple of months I have trended upwards while I was sharpening, and so the angle was a bit steep compared to what it can be. So that's the first thing we're going to do today. So the shapton 120 is quite coarse. I'm hoping I got that stabilizing thing on the camera, so I just hope it's enough. Also, we'll have to find another table for the camera. We're starting on my good side. Let's see how we are doing. We're doing well. Starting to see some results, but I haven't gotten the burr, so I got the angle a little bit lower than what I usually have, so that's what I want. little bit easier. There's some camera rolling. But I'll get that sorted. So there we got the burr. If you get seasick watching this, I got you covered. Just give me a couple of minutes. I'll do this other side and we will sort out the camera, I think. So this is my bad side. This is where I struggled to keep the angle the most. So if you have any hints, tips or tricks, I'm all ears. Because there I got the burr immediately, and that's not what I wanted. But I think we're going to go with that. I'm going to get the microscope set up. I'm going to get the camera sorted, and let's see what we have so far, won't we? So let's give that a go. Got you set up a little bit further off the table, that is. So I'm gonna get the image up right away, so you can see where we're at after the 120 grit shapton has really left its marks, and we have something to work on. The first stone that we're going to have a closer look at today is the Akamonogatari from Tanaka Toishi. It's a rather large stone. It's a definite soaking stone. It's really fun to work on if you like softer stones, as I do. If you're doing Japanese knives, secondary, primary bevels, larger surfaces, it's very good to polish on, or at least to start the polishing process. But you got to keep it flat, because it will dish because it is so soft. So yeah, but being soft, it's also fast, which is kind of what I love. And you can just see it's quite aggressive on the feedback as well, because it tends to want to grab the knife. You can see if I just apply a little bit of pressure, everything moves. But it doesn't require that much pressure to work properly. As you can see, it's just the sheer amount of metal that has been removed already. Just for a little bit. And we got a good sized burr on that side. I'm going to flip the knife. And this is where I want to be careful, because as I said on the last stone, this is my weaker side. I tend to struggle keeping the angle while sharpening this way, so it's easy to, if I raise it too high, I can easily dig into this stone. It's kind of like the Toishi from Naniwa. This one here, the green brick, that's a good one as well. And it's also a soft stone. This one has a little bit more grittier feel to it than the Toishi, but it's also coarser. So yeah, that makes sense. Just work the heel a little bit. Tend to forget that one. The tip as well. Do some strokes here, trying to find a good angle. It seems to be resting quite nicely. So I think I got a uniform bevel at least. Let's always inspect. And now we have the burr on the other side. So from this point out, I want to do a couple of full length strokes just to even it out. Just make sure I don't forget any spots. A few more. There we go. So this stone is almost like a sponge. I'm throwing water. I'm sorry. I'm throwing water on it, but that's just a habit. It's almost like water is coming out of the stone when you push on it. Let's try 2. We got it. 2 strokes the other way. And I'm happy. A couple of light ones. And I figured we are done with the 1000 grit. So this is where the cleaning stone comes handy. Especially when you're doing carbon steel on this one. It's important to clean it properly because since it's so porous, it will suck in that and start to rust if you don't clean it properly. That is at least my experience. As long as you take care of it, it's a great stone to work on. So yeah, let's get this set up in the microscope. And let's get ready for the next stone. So yeah, that was the Akamonogatari from Tanaka Toishi. Now it's time for the Shiromonogatari, also from Tanaka Toishi, which is a 3000 grit stone. And if I'm to compare this to anything, it's probably, let's see what I have here. We have this one. Oh, yeah. If I were to compare it to something, it would be the Suhiro. If you ever tried this one. It's a teeny bit harder than the Oka. And therefore also not as fast. But it's got a soft feedback to it, which I really like. And while the Oka is a great stone for, a little bit of bite, or if you're going on to other stuff afterwards, this one is as well. So if you're into the softer stones, like I am, I would probably put the Oka in here. But I wanted to talk about Tanaka Toishi today, so we're going with this one. So it should be a little bit harder, and I'll throw up the image from the 1000 grit as well on the screen, so you can see what it did. And we are getting there. From the 120 grit stone, we have made some progress, and yeah. So this stone seemed to load up, but it's really not. It's just sitting there, and I don't know. It's got some decent feedback to it. It's grabbing the stone pretty well, but it doesn't feel as gritty. It has a softer feel to it. If I were to try to explain. It's hard to explain tactile stuff, but it doesn't feel gritty. It's just smooth sailing. as the Shiro would have a little bit grittier feel to it, and you would see more of the swarf running off the stone. This kind of just keeps it on there. As of finish, it's approaching mirror already on the 3000 grit, so it's doing that job pretty well, at least. At least on smaller bevels like the one I'm doing now. It's a good starting point for something finer. So as we did the groundwork already, we don't have to spend that much time working the edge here. I'm kind of happy with it already. We'll start to do the full length crescent strokes, or whatever you want to call it. So if you're wondering why I'm keeping the sink bridge onto the side here, it's just because when I was keeping it in the middle, these walls are so flimsy, so it will just make everything rough all over the place. I found that it was a little bit better on the side here, and while I'm looking for the time to build something proper, but you know, it's hard to find the time to do anything these days. So yeah, I think I'm happy with that. I'll do 304 and inspect. Seems nice. Right there. Let's just try with a couple. I've been doing so much stainless steel lately, and I just find myself wanting to increase the angle all the time. It's almost like a muscle memory at this point. I really want to try and keep it just a little bit more narrow. And I feel like I'm at the right spot. Like there. I guess we are about to find out anyway, because once you're under the microscope, there's no hiding, is there? So that was the Shiromonogatari. Great little stone. Usually I would finish here. Maybe go a little bit finer if I felt for it, or definitely go finer if I were polishing. But today I wanted to try the 10,000 grit as well, so we are going to have a closer look at that, get it under the microscope and see if it actually does anything. And so yeah, I'm gonna get that set up now. Ooh, guess what? I lied to you guys. I'm sorry. The 1000 grit stone we used is the Tsukimonogatari. I don't speak Japanese, but I read wrong. This is the 1000 grit is the Tsukimonogatari, and the 10,000 grit, that's the Akamonogatari. And that's what we're going to have a closer look at right now. I got the image up on the screen, and you can see we are really getting somewhere now, and there would be no shame in stopping. There could be some shame in continuing though, so that's what we are going to do. Just going to go right for it, and at the moment it feels like I'm doing nothing like we would expect. It's a 10,000 grit stone, y'all. Apparently I'm from Texas now. But yeah, it's not doing much. It's removing some metal. It's definitely removing some metal. But you wouldn't want this one to start removing a lot, because it would defeat its purpose. I guess this is, to me, is a soft 10,000 grit stone that just screams polishing to me. That's for polishing larger bells, and that's the last, last step when you're doing Scandi grinds or single beveled Japanese knives like your Yanagiba or Deba or, well, but anyway, it's still fun to see. It may be that it's too fine and it won't be able to remove the scratches from the thing. Well, it will be able to, but I'm not going to spend that long time on it. But we will see. So it's just skating on the surface. There's some resistance, but not a lot. If I increase the pressure just a little bit, let's see what it does. Not too much. There is no burr, as you would expect. And that's about the time that I want to spend on it. Do 3 on each side. Like so. Don't know if I have removed all the burr. Feels alright. We're going to stop there, and I'm going to get this one under the microscope again, and let's see what we have. So yeah, after the 10,000 grit, this is what I came up with. At this point, it's getting hard to find the right angles under the microscope to get all the scratches showing. So it's pretty fine at this point. It is almost a mirror polish. I don't know if I can. Well, I can try, but. Oh, it's not bad, is it? But let's see how it cuts. So this is straight off the stone. It's pretty fine. At the back here, though, hold on. That's a pretty decent edge, if I do say so myself. So I wanted to try one more thing before we go. Let's try with a strop. So I got a newly refurbished strop here. So yesterday I cleaned it up, went to town with some sandpaper and filled it up again with some polishing compound. I'm just doing this very carefully. Probably too much, as always. But let's... I'll get it under the microscope, but I'll do some movie magic, and I'll show you guys the results. As of right now, while I get up the good old paper, and let's see what it did. Oh yeah, did something all right. Yes, that's good. Oh, that's good. There's always some, some spot is always going to ruin all the fun. But let's just do this properly. Yeah, there's nothing there. There is not a single nick. sharp all the way through. So I could be doing this all day long, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna leave you with that. So yeah, another couple of good stones. I got some more on the shelf back here, but I'll figure out something for the next video. It's probably gonna be Shiro. Have a look at that. Did a video on Mori High. Well, if there's anything in particular you want to see, just let me know, but I'll figure something out. And I'll see you guys in the next video.